Hey friends, welcome to Everyday English. My name is Lisa and this is your easy listening English learning podcast that you can enjoy with your cup of coffee. My question for you today is, what's for dinner? Whether you're chatting with friends, family, or even deciding on your own, this question comes up almost every day. After a long day at work or school, you might get home and someone asks, what's for dinner tonight? Maybe you're trying to plan out meals for the week and ask yourself, what should we have for dinner on Friday? Or you're with friends deciding on takeout or where to eat. The conversation might start with, what are we feeling for dinner? These are just a few examples of how dinner can spark conversation. In this episode, we're not just talking about the food on your plate, but also the English phrases and vocabulary that come along with it. We'll cover some useful expressions for planning, cooking, ordering, and even those moments when you're not quite sure what you're in the mood for. Whether you're someone who loves to cook or just prefers to order takeout, I'm sure you'll learn some useful phrases in today's episode. Do you enjoy cooking? Some of you might be talented chefs who love to cook. Others, like me, might be more lazy cooks who don't enjoy the cooking process and are just looking for easy, delicious, home-cooked meals. How you go about planning your meals depends on what foods you like, of course, but it can also depend on who you live with and who else you're cooking for. If you're cooking for a big family, you'll probably need to be a bit more organized and perhaps meal plan for the week ahead. You'd want to make sure the meals you choose make enough servings to feed everyone and cater to their dietary preferences. Meal planning might include finding recipes, checking what you have in the pantry, and making a grocery list of the ingredients, then doing a big shop to get what you need for those meals. Even if you live with a partner or on your own, you probably do some form of meal planning in deciding what to cook during the week. Going to the shops with a list is always a good idea. It ensures you get exactly what you need without getting too distracted by the items in the shop. Grocery shops are very cleverly laid out to get us to impulse buy a bunch of things we never intended to purchase. Meal planning is especially helpful for staying organized, saving money, reducing food waste, and maintaining a healthy diet. If you're someone who likes to eat mostly at home, but you have a busy schedule, you might also do something called meal prepping. Meal prepping is preparing meals or meal components in advance, often for the week ahead. It's a time-saving strategy where you cook in bulk and portion out meals so that they're ready to eat when you need them. Meal prepping is ideal for people with busy schedules, those who want to maintain a healthy diet, or anyone looking to reduce the time they spend cooking during the week. In my household, we batch cook meals, meaning we prepare large portions of one recipe, like a soup, stew, or pasta dish that we then eat over multiple meals throughout the week. I also take leftovers to work for lunch the next day. When you're planning dinners, you can ask questions like, what should we have for dinner? Any ideas for dinner tonight? Do we have all the ingredients for X dish? This is a question you might ask when you're making a pantry meal. A pantry meal refers to a dish made using ingredients you already have on hand in your pantry, refrigerator, or freezer. The concept of a pantry meal emphasizes resourcefulness and minimizes the need for fresh grocery shopping, making it particularly useful for busy days or when the supplies are low. You could also ask questions like, what do you feel like eating? What are you in the mood for? What are you feeling for dinner? Are we in the mood for something light or something hearty? Possible responses to these questions might be, I'm thinking about making something quick and easy. We could go for X, name of the dish. I've been craving some specific cuisine or dish lately. When it comes to preparing food, there are a variety of techniques we can use. You might grill your vegetables, which involves cooking them directly over heat to create a smoky flavor and charred texture. Alternatively, you may choose to bake a delicious lasagna in the oven, where the food is cooked using dry heat surrounding it. For a quick meal, you might sauté some garlic and onions in a small amount of oil, allowing them to cook quickly over medium-high heat while retaining their flavors. Or you might prefer to roast a chicken until it's golden and crispy, which involves cooking it uncovered in an oven to develop a rich flavor. If you're making a hearty soup, you'll want to simmer it, which means cooking it gently at a low temperature for about 10 minutes to let the flavors meld together. And for lighter dishes, steaming is a great way to cook food using steam produced by boiling water. This is great for preserving nutrients and enhancing the natural flavors of the food. Now let's talk about cultural food choices. Each culture has a cuisine which brings its own unique flavors and traditions to the table. Cuisine refers to a style of cooking characterized by a distinct set of ingredients, techniques, and dishes. For example, in Indian cuisine, you might have biryani, a fragrant rice dish typically made with spices, meat, and vegetables. You could say, in my culture, we enjoy a variety of spices in our dishes, which is central to Indian cooking. In Middle Eastern cuisine, you could talk about hummus, a creamy dip made from chickpeas, or shawarma, which features seasoned meat cooked in a vertical spit and served with pita bread. You could say that's a popular street food in Lebanon when you're talking about the vibrant street food culture and different types of street food from a certain place. Street food refers to ready-to-eat food sold by vendors in public places. What are some of your favorite foods? What is your favorite cuisine? Many cultures have staple foods. Staple foods are those that form the basis of a traditional diet and are consumed regularly. For example, in many Asian cultures, rice is a fundamental part of almost every meal. You might say, in my culture, we eat rice with every meal, which is something common in cuisines like Chinese, Japanese, and Thai. In Mexican cuisine, you'll find tortillas made from corn or flour, which are a fundamental part of many meals. You could say in Mexican cuisine, we use tortillas in almost every dish, from tacos to enchiladas. We all have those days when cooking feels like a chore. You know, those times when you get home from work completely drained, and the last thing you want to do is spend an hour in the kitchen. Whether it's a long meeting that ran late, unexpected errands, or just the general chaos of life. The idea of chopping up vegetables, simmering sauces, and waiting for everything to cook can be overwhelming. So that's when we turn to takeout. Instead of stressing over recipes, meal prep, and the cleanup, you can simply grab your phone or an app and order something delicious from your favorite restaurant straight to your door. Whether it's a comforting bowl of ramen with steaming broth or a hearty burger loaded with toppings, takeout allows you to enjoy great food without the hassle or preparation. You might be craving pizza from your favorite pizza joint down the street with its crispy crust and gooey cheese, or maybe you're feeling like sushi from the trendy spot that just opened up nearby. Perhaps you're in the mood for something spicy, like curry from your go-to Indian takeout. Or you want to indulge in some barbecue ribs smothered with a tangy sauce. Friends, I want to keep the conversation going as always, so let me know down below. What do you usually have for dinner? What are some of your favorite foods? What is your favorite cuisine? What is your go-to takeout? I look forward to reading about your culinary adventures, and I will catch you in the next episode.